Hi all, this is Skate, and this thing is ridiculous. I mean, seriously, what were they thinking? This is the Smasher. This is a Tier 7 KV2. We all know what it is. It's just been causing one hell of a storm today for, well, reasons like that. I mean, yes, a KV2 can do that. But it can't do it as good as the Smasher can. And we'll run through that in this video. I have two replays from this morning for you, equating to around just over 10,000, I know it's coming, equating to just over 10,000 damage in a tier 7 tank. And it's for stuff like that. We are at 2,200 damage, and we have fired 2 shots. And that's not uncommon, because the accuracy on this is considerably better than the tier 6 variant. I was going to put a montage, because I have so many shots from this morning, just ridiculous shots, all saved. But I put that on Instagram instead, so if you haven't seen my stupid thing from Instagram on this tank, it pretty much sums up what this tank is like in around 40 seconds. So I put a link in the video description. If you fancy a giggle, or just a what the hell did I just watch, go watch that video. In regards to the actual Smasher, and trying to discuss it in a bit more depth, to sum it up, I need to say, it plays like a KV2. If you haven't seen the KV2 video I did a while ago, I could barely get commentary out because I was laughing so much. Because you can just do stuff like this constantly. So I like the KV2 playstyle. But all that said, this tank is just stupid. If anyone says this is not OP, well, I think you should get your coat. Because there's no way you can put this any other way. I mean, let's do a quick comparative. Not only a quick one, but I'm going to compare the Smasher to the KV2 and also to a tier 7 Russian IS. In fact, screw it, let's have a giggle. We're going to add an IS-3 to this comparative. So we're going to talk about gun first. Obviously this has 152mm, the others don't, but they're Russian heavies. Okay, with the AP and running calibrated shells, not a rammer, 2,356 damage per minute on this thing. An IS running a rammer has 1,900. The KV2 running a calibrated shells, or running a rammer, sorry, has 1,900. And the IS-3 running a rammer has 1,965. So combined with that massive alpha shot, you have considerably higher damage per minute than tier 6, 7 and 8 Russian tanks, heavy tanks. The counter argument, yeah, but Skate has only got 147mm when you're running it with the calibrated shells. Bearing in mind the other comparatives I'm doing, they all have a rammer. I'm comparing this with a calibrated shell. So yeah, the counter argument is, but it only has 147mm. Well, KV2 with the AP only has 110. All you have to do is press the magical heat key, because this 152 has heat. And with its calibrated shells, it has 275mm of penetration on a 152mm with 545 alpha running that heat. That translates to 2,006 damage. So even running the premium ammunition on this, you have considerably better pen than an IS-3. You have considerably... In fact, an IS-3 has 225 and 265 with its premium ammo. In other words, the premium ammo on this is more than the premium ammo on an IS-3, and you do massive whacks of damage while doing it. So in terms of actual alpha, in terms of damage per minute for a tank like this, it's ridiculous. And we haven't even touched on the HE yet, which is pretty much like KV2 HE, except this thing has 94mm penetration if you're running calibrated shells. On a KV2 it has 95, 1mm less. I'm pretty sure you can forgive losing 1mm of HE penetration when you gain 1,000 damage per minute going up one damn tier. Yeah. That game, just over 5,000 damage and 100,000 credits. Profit. Next thing I need to mention on the gun, by the way, is you're probably thinking, well, KV2, it's known for appalling accuracy. Yes, KV2 is, but this isn't a KV2, this is a Smasher. Right, KV2, 0.543 accuracy. Smasher, 0.400. An IS has 0.398. In other words, the accuracy on this is just as good as an IS. Except this thing packs huge damage shots with more penetration because of that heat. Why to give 275mm of heat? Honestly, the gun stats I cannot get over. And on top of all that, the aim time is better on the Smasher than it is on all those other 3 tanks I mentioned, including 50% quicker than an IS-3. Yeah, but it has those massive shots. It also has a better gun dispersion on the move than both the KV2 and an IS-3, but not an IS. I'm comparing those ones because it gives you an idea of what this tank is like. It's ridiculous. The other thing you lose from a KV2... Oh, sorry, need to comment. That was 400 alpha to the front of a tier 8 super heavy tank. Granted, we got the hatch, which means you probably splashed through the roof. But Jesus Christ. That tank is designed not to take a beating from the front. The only other thing to comment about the gun, by the way, you lose 1 degree of gun depression. KV2 has 7 degrees, this has 6 degrees. Honestly, you won't feel it. Only other thing worth noting, mobility. Going up from a KV2 to this, yeah, we have gone up a tier, but we've already explained how ridiculous the gun is, but we're not done yet. Yeah, mobility is virtually the same. Nothing in it, really. This has better soft, medium, and hard terrain stats, which makes it move a little bit better, but it's insignificant. The real difference is when we come to the armor. A KV2 has 75mm on the front and the side of both the turret and the hull. And 73 on the back, or 70 on the back, sorry. This thing has 120mm of frontal armor on the hull and 150mm on the front of the turret. This thing also has 120mm of armor on the side of the turret. I got no idea how that hit. Honestly, for such a monster gun, the accuracy should not be what it is. Oh, and the only other thing, your hit points goes up from 920 on the KV2 at tier 6 to 1,350 on this, which is quite a tasty amount, actually. All in all, yeah, this thing's broken. It is absolutely hysterical to play. And the big question is, am I going to buy it? And the actual answer is, holy hell, no. Let me explain why. For starters, I hate the styling on it. It looks ridiculous. I mean, let's start with the stupid spikes on the back. Not the spikes which look like they're from Mortal Kombat all around the turret. I mean those little things like little shark fins on the back like a spoiler. Like someone started to make a spoiler for this thing out of MDF. Like, you know when you see kids who first pass their driving test and they really want to modify the car, personalize it. And at that point, some of them have absolutely no taste whatsoever, and they put themselves a big MDF spoiler on it, and it looks ridiculous. That's all I can think when I see that. Honest to God. Oh, I hate the way it looks. And yeah, we haven't touched on the Mortal Kombat spikes yet, and the ridiculous missiles on the sides. Oh, check this out. This is one way to annoy an SU. You ready? And that is why I run calibrated shells and not the rammer. I also run it because it takes the heat from 250 to 275, which is just balmy. Yeah, back to the styling quickly. Those ridiculous spoilery looking thingies, they look ridiculous. What are they? I like the star on the back of the turret. That's pretty much it. That looks pretty cool. I like how they've welded plates on the back of the turret and on the front of the hull, make it look a bit, I don't know, rusticy, but then, yeah, the other sides are a bit extreme. Do you actually want to know the biggest reason, though, why I would not buy this tank? Because it's not a premium tank. For those who haven't noticed, this is a collector tank. It's not a premium tank. The difference being, and fundamentally and most important, Wargaming can nerf the hell out of this if they want to, and there is not a thing we can say or do about it. I wouldn't like to pay £30 for a tank and then have it nerfed 2 or 3 patches later into oblivion. And they could do that, Because, let's be fair, it kind of needs a nerf. Like, really badly. And there's no way of sugarcoating that one. Now, there is the scenario where they could go, yes, it is a collector tank, and they made it a collector tank on purpose. You know they've made it a collector tank on purpose, not a premium tank, because they were worried about the balance on this one. They were right to be worried, to be fair. But I don't like that. I don't like spending money for something like that, which could be nerfed into oblivion. And I'm going to be gobsmacked if they don't nerf this thing. They'll probably be very careful about nerfing it on the basis of, well, a lot of people have spent a lot of money. But as I said, there's not a thing we can do about it, really. I'll just keep playing my KV2. Although I do have to comment, I played a couple of games in my KV2 after I played this tank. It felt like I was driving with a damaged gun. That's how much better this gun feels in comparison to the KV2s. But yeah, last game we did 5,100 damage. We made 100,000 credits profit. We did die in it, but we still made plenty of profit. If you're sick of these things, well, it may be worth playing a different tier for a while. There's no other solution. But that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you do want some more Smasher action, that sounds so wrong, go check out my Instagram. There is about 30 shots squeezed into a 40-second clip. That's it. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.